Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Bilal Sir School of Mathematics again. Today we are going to do some concrete examples to check the irrationality of some numbers. So let's start. Our first example is show that or prove that under root 2 is irrational. In previous lecture I have told you that how we can prove under root n to be an irrational number where n is not a perfect square. Likewise, on the same steps, on the same pattern, we will try to prove that root 2 is irrational. And we will also prove this with the help of contradiction method. How? We will solve this. Suppose this root 2 is rational. It is very important from the examination point of view. From this lecture, today's lecture, one question will be asked in your examination. Prove that root 2 is rational. We will prove this by contradiction method. And what contradiction method is? It is given that we have to prove root 2 is rational. We will take, in contrary to this, we will take, suppose root 2 is rational, and we will contradict them to our supposition. We will contradict. In the later part of this question, we will contradict ourselves, that we will see root 2 will not be rational. So when it is not rational, then it is irrational. That is known as the contradiction method. So we suppose root 2 is rational. When root 2 is rational, so any number, therefore root 2 can be expressed as P by Q. Because root 2 is rational, it can be expressed in this form by definition, where P and Q are co-prime. P and Q are co-prime, and also Q is not equal to 0. Now on squaring, this will give us on squaring 2q square is equal to p square. 2q square is equal to p square, or which implies suppose we will mark this as first. This will give us 2q square is equal to p square. This gives 2 divides p square. I will again remind you of that very result, that if p is a prime number and p divides a square, then p divides a. Here 2 divides p square. Go up रिकैप कीजिए अपने माइंड में कि हमने जो पिछले वाले लेक्चर में जो पढ़ा था कि व्हेन एनी प्राइम नंबर डिवाइड्स a square, then it also divides a. Similarly, 2 divides p square, which implies 2 divides 2 divides p, and let this be second. 2 divides p square, 2 divides p, which implies p. When 2 divides p, then p can be written as 2m, where m is a positive number. M is any positive integer. If 2 divides p, then p can be written in this form, which implies p square will be equal to, it will be equal to 4m square. 4m square. Let this be third. Or using this in here first, अगर हम इसको इस वाली इक्वेशन में यूज करेंगे, we will get here 2q square is equal to 4m square, which implies 2q square or q square will be equal to 2m square. Q square will be equal to 2m square. This 2 and 2 will go, and this implies 2 divides q square. That is 2 is a factor of q square, because q square is equal to 2 into m square, which implies 2 divides q square implies 2 divides q. Now see here, 2 divides p and 2 divides q. Let this be third. From second and third equation, we get 2 divides both p and q. 2 divides both p and q. Since p and q are co-prime, but p and q are co-prime. p and q are co-prime. यहाँ पे हमने लिया है these are co-prime. It means that their common factor HCF will be 1. But यहाँ हमने क्या यहाँ से what we got 2 divides both p and q, but p and q are co-prime. क्योंकि ये co-prime है, this implies that this is a contradiction. This is a contradiction to our supposition that root 2 is rational. This is a contradiction to our supposition that root 2 is rational. This is a contradiction to our supposition that root 2 is rational. जब ये contradict करता है कि root 2 rational नहीं है, तो root 2 क्या होगा? root 2 होगा irrational, which implies root 2 is irrational. Root 2 is irrational. Let's recap this. We have to prove root 2 is irrational. In order to prove root 2 is irrational, हम सपोजिशन लेंगे, हम फर्ज करेंगे, लेट्स एज्यूम दैट ये जो रूट 2 है इट इज़ रैशनल। तो जब रूट 2 क्या होगा, रैशनल होगा, तो इट कैन बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन दिस फॉर्म, p by q form where p and q are co-prime, which implies 2q square on squaring। यहाँ पे अगर आप लिखो भी on squaring it will give us this will give us 2 divided p square। जब 2 p square को डिवाइड करता है तो it divides p also, p is equal to 2m, तो p square is equal to 4m square। अगर हम इसको फर्स्ट में यूज़ करें we will get this। तो यहाँ से हमें पता चलेगा कि 2 divides q square also। जब 2 divides q square तो 2 divides q also, which implies from second and third 2 divides both p and q। तो that means p and q जो है वो तो को प्राइम नहीं रहे। जब वो को प्राइम नहीं रहे तो वो क्या है, तो दैट मीन्स कि ये जो हमारी एजम्पशन है उसको ये कंट्राडिक्ट करता है, इट अपोजेस आवर सपोजिशन। सो कि रूट 2 इज़ रैशनल। जब रूट 2 रैशनल नहीं है तो फिर ये क्या होगा, ये रैशनल होगा। डोंट, this is all about root irrationality of under root 2। So hope that you may have understood this question। So don't forget to subscribe and share this video. Thank you.